Very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, on the 21st of November 1974, two pubs in Birmingham were bombed by the IRA, namely the Mulberry Bush and the Tavern. The first bomb exploded a mere 6 minutes after a telephone warning, with the second pub situated below ground level and crowded with over 100 young people. This slaughter was entirely predictable. Reports from that day are chilling. People blinded by molten metal, human skin burned like meat shoved under a grill. And yet Birmingham came together as a city and rose to the challenge of provo evil. Taxi drivers took on the role of ambulance drivers. Medical staff who worked to the early hours of the morning came in again after just a few hours off. Among the 21 lives lost that day, there are many moving and tragic stories. The Riley family had moved from Donegal to Birmingham 27 years previously. One of the couple's sons, Eugene, was out in the pub that night, and his father went to identify his body. When he was at the makeshift mortuary, not only did he find Eugene's body, but that of his other son, Desmond Riley. Desmond had returned to the city unexpectedly and gone for a drink with his brother. Desmond's wife gave birth to their child the following March. Mr. Speaker, 50 years on, no one has ever been held accountable for the slaughter on that day. In fact, the IRA have never even officially admitted their shameful responsibility. I want to publicly support the call of victims for justice and for a public inquiry. I want to commend the tenacity of the campaign group Justice for the 21, and particularly Julie Hamilton, who lost her sister Maxine that day, one of 6 women and girls murdered. The First Minister tells us that she wants to combat violence against women and girls, yet remains that there was no alternative to the murder of women and girls in Birmingham. Her party leader doesn't think it's fair to ask her about the IRA, yet what was she doing on the night of the 50th anniversary of the Birmingham bomb? Sharing a stage with the Wolf Tones, who famously wrote the words of "Ooh, ah, up the Ra." Perhaps if our young people were educated about Birmingham, they would sing and chant those words with a little less gusto. Mr. Speaker, it's time for justice. It's time for a public inquiry for the Birmingham families.